我们这个位置可以吗？好。Okay, so to start off with, just introduce yourself real quick. What's your name and where are you from?
Yeah, I'm Michael, I'm 19 years old, and I'm from Germany.
Okay, Michael from Germany. Okay, so how long have you been in China for?
Now since 2.5 months.
Okay, so it's been 2.5 months. Okay, cool. And what do you study here?
I'm studying Chinese now and international business.
Okay, cool. So, with studying Chinese, do you find it difficult?
Yeah, of course, because it's really something new, like from German or English.
Yeah, yeah. So what do you find more difficult to study, English or Chinese?
Definitely Chinese.
Definitely Chinese. Okay, so okay, and for English, how long have you learned English for?
I studied about 10 years in primary school, then in high school, and so on. I also had some classes like history in English, biology in English, so I had a very good
Okay.
experience learning English.
Oh, okay. So you not only had English classes themselves, you also had some other subjects taught in
Yes.
English.
Mhm.
Okay. For you personally, do you think there's any really useful or effective methods of studying English? Or like any secrets to learning English?
I think that's in every language if you learn. I think you need to communicate with people. That's the
Okay.
best practice you can do.
Okay. So communicating with people. Do you ever, in your spare time, you ever read any like English books or watch any English movies or English TV shows or anything of that nature?
Yeah, actually, I really like to watch movies and series in English, and maybe also a little bit read English books.
Okay, cool. Okay, so and aside from the topic of English, so the holiday for the national Chinese holiday just ended. So for that week, what did you do? Did you go anywhere? Did you do anything special?
I was just traveling here around Beijing.
Okay, so you were traveling around Beijing. Where all did you go?
Tiananmen Square, Forbidden City, Temple of Heaven, Summer Palace, and so on.
Oh, that's a lot of places. When you went to the Tiananmen Square, was it during the military parade? Like the big parade thing that they do?
It was 2 days afterwards.
Okay, 2 days afterwards. So then there was probably not as many people, but probably still a lot of people, right? Like there's a lot of people during the whole week.
Still a lot. Yeah.
Was it enjoyable, would you say, when there's this many people in Beijing, like during the Golden Week? Is it a good time to travel in Beijing?
Sometimes not, but I don't have a problem with so much crowd, with so big crowd. It's
Okay.
okay for me.
So even if there's a lot of people, like you still
Yeah.
enjoy it. Okay. Okay. So and for another question, when it comes to studying English, being able to speak English well or being able to speak English fluently, will that provide what kind of benefits or advantages does that provide for you in China?
It depends on how much the Chinese people know English.
Yeah.
Because if you cannot speak Chinese and talk in English with some people who still understand, it's a benefit.
Yeah.
But if not, it can be a problem, of course. Then
Yeah,
you
okay.
need to use a translator.
Okay. So for a foreigner in China, speaking English is useful if the Chinese speak English as well.
Of course, yeah.
Okay. And now and what about speaking English in other parts of the world? Like, maybe in Germany or maybe well, who knows, Africa or Russia? Do you find that you being able to speak English provides you with a lot of advantages in other areas?
Yeah, like if I don't know the country's language, not in Russia because I know Russian.
Yeah.
Maybe let's say Italy or something.
Yeah, Italy.
It has also a lot of advantage because most of them speak English, and so I can communicate with them in English if I
Okay.
cannot speak Italian, for example.
Okay, so if you go to a new country and you don't speak the language of that country, you can still speak English.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a very applicable language, a very useful language because it can be used many places. Okay, cool. So that's pretty much it for this interview. Thank you for participating, and yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. You just get out of class?